What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Isocloser channel. I have a stellar video for you today. I finally got a great review of the R7. These bikes are hard to find considering that they just got recontinued in the last 2 years or so. They are a little bit more expensive for your beginner, lower mid-tier bikes. Mid-tier meaning like it's not like 1,000, which are your super sports. It's also not a 600, and based on the gearing of bikes, 600s and the 1000s tend to be the fastest, the most aggressive bikes. But it's a 650 to 700 class, which even though it's quote unquote more cc's or a bigger engine than a 600, it's geared completely differently. So think how a small sports car may have less power than like a Suburban, but is way faster. Think of it that way. So these are great bikes. I'm gonna tell you up front, this is the only bike that I have ridden so far that I would recommend over a SV650 to myself when I started in January 2021. I am a 6'2", 230 pound rider. At least at the time of this video, I was 230 pounds. And this bike felt comfortable. My legs had plenty of room. I didn't feel cramped. I didn't feel like my body was so unprotected or dragging or anything like that. I didn't feel slow. But for a new rider's perspective, I also didn't feel like the power was intimidating. I didn't feel like the delivery would have put a new rider in danger. And that's what I want to talk about right now. The way this bike delivers power is excellent for a new rider because, like the other bikes in this class, it has that lower RPM power, lower in the rev range. The reason why that's important for a new rider, oftentimes you will not know exactly which gear you should be in, but when you have that lower power, it helps you still get out of some of those sticky situations without being in the right gear. Whereas on a sports bike like a 600 or 1,000, if you're too low in the rev range or you have too high of a gear, you're going to be a sitting duck in traffic because you don't have the power underneath you when you're low in the rev range. I love that about this bike, but the difference about this bike and the other 650s is it's still a sports bike build. It still has fairings, it still has a windshield. SV650s don't have that. The other kind of the twin of this bike, which is the FZ07 or the MT07, is also a naked bike and is also an ugly bike in my opinion. This bike is a beautiful bike. It has fairings, it's comfortable, and the power delivery is good and something that I think is feasible for new riders. Oh yeah, sign me up. The only issue again is it is a little bit more premium and expensive, particularly for someone just getting into the market. That's the only knock I have against this bike. But if you are careful with the throttle as a newer rider, and I know most new riders are not going to be good with the throttle, but if you're very careful and cautious, I think you're going to be fine on this bike and you're going to be able to grow into this and learn on this. This is not one of those bikes that's like hold on for dear life and hope you can figure it out. No, this is one of the ones I think you can grow in and learn if you take your time. If you are not cautious, do not get this bike. It is too powerful for people who are not cautious. I suggest you go get a 300 and 400 and kind of grow into it that way. But if you're a more cautious rider, I suggest that you can try this bike out. I really like it, like I said, and I think me as a new rider would have absolutely loved it, and you can keep it and hold it for a very long time because it covers the city well, it covers the track well, back roads well. I didn't get to ride on the highway, but I believe it'll do that well too because, like I said, it does have wind protection. The only thing that will be a little bit more difficult than the other bikes in this class is when it is time for oil change. You will have to figure out how to take off fairings and things like that. That's the only thing, but from a pure riding perspective, it gives you the low end power, gives you the wind protection, the mirrors are good stock, the exhaust is good stock. It's not loud stock, to be clear, but I already wrote a video on, or I already have a video on why I don't think loud exhausts are necessary for new riders and how they may actually put new riders in more danger. What I mean is the stock exhaust is not hideous. So you can get this bike completely stock. You don't have to change it for years and years. You're not gonna find it ugly, I don't think. Of course, everybody got their opinion, but I think it looks good. And most importantly, I believe you can build good habits as a new rider on this bike. The only disclaimer I will say From my experience, Yamaha and Kawasaki have very light clutches and light front brakes. The only reason that is notable is if you do get a second bike, the Hondas I've ridden and the Suzukis I've ridden, the grip on the clutch and the grip on the front brake are a little bit, it's a lot more tension, so that may be a little bit of an adjustment for you, and that's something that's good to know. But also, if you don't have a lot of grip strength, another plus for you getting a bike like this. I love it. You're not going to see many of them on the road. They will be hard to get, so for the next couple years, until supply chain gets better and the prices come down and there's more in the used market, these bikes are going to be hard to get. But this is my number one recommendation for people who are a little bit more experienced with the throttle, who are very cautious with the throttle and very safe in that manner and in that mindset, maybe more of a mature rider, or who are a larger, taller new rider, and you need to find something that you can fit comfortably on, but that is not going to be too much power. I love where this fits. So this would be my non-expert recommendation, because I am not an expert. But yeah, this is the one that I like. I really enjoyed it. I hope this video has brought value to you. If it has, please drop a like. Please subscribe. I'm trying to help new riders and keep us all safe out here. And I know as gas prices go up, there'll be more riders. And I would just love for the numbers of riders to go up without the numbers of accidents and people getting hurt going up. So I love y'all, and until the next video, peace.